Welcome back, and in today's video, we're taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. Sorry for the huge break. I had a huge family thing pop up, and so I had to take care of that. But, yeah. So, like I said, welcome back. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and also go join the Discord servers. We have officially hit 50 subscribers, by the way. Thank you, guys. I think I said that in the last video. But I have to refilm episode 3 because my file corrupted last week when I was trying to film it. And so it was like, yo, yeah, your file's corrupted. When I tried to post it, and I was like, I didn't even, well, my files have corrupted before, like, not as bad as that. And so I have to refilm it now, and yeah, I barely backtrack on maps. I'm glad I had this map open. So, yeah, but let's get straight into this. So, yeah, a lot of people have said, and this is my fault, civilization has been going by really fast. One thing is because we're not going to be ending on episode 100, we're ending on episode 70, because I have a plan later on in the series. So, episode 70 is when the series is going to end, and there might be a season 2, you never know. But let's get straight into this. First up, we see Egypt is able to push these guys quickly out of their territory, and they are able to push straight back in. Now, it's really just an altercation as Yemen kind of just surrenders over quickly, because they don't want to go up against a pretty strong nation. So eventually we'd see this war goes over pretty quick, as Sinai's capital is quickly captured, and eventually these guys want to go to a peace treaty, as this is going to be pretty easy. It's really just these guys have a better relation. Yemen is going to be brought back. Now, I didn't want to make this war longer, but I have other stuff I want to get to in this episode, so just going to do that. Now, there's going to be one small land exchange, which is this northern piece of territory right here that the Egyptians want, so they will be getting that. And we could take a look at the actual civilization stuff. We do see over here more exploration into these territories is happening, as eventually these guys will meet up with Carthage over here and discovering this land. And we also see these islands are discovered, as we also see they discover into the Galician areas, and this southern area is starting to get more explored. As eventually we see this island, the rest of these islands, I don't know what they're called, is discovered, and eventually these guys are going more along this coast to meet up with the other Carthaginian peoples. Now let's go in and take a look over here. The northern Caspian area is fully discovered, as we see these guys can also, the yellow team over here is exploring more into the northern areas over here, so they are doing that. Yeah. As we see, some countries will do some more expansion, such as Mesopotamia. They do some more expansion over here, as we see a lot of the Caucasus region is now under their claim, eventually forging a border that looks like this. And we even see they expand their claims into Persia, as well as this Kuwait country. These guys expand their claims. Oh, forgot. We could get rid of the military alliances layer. Over here we see the Greeks decide to do some claiming of land, claiming some of mainly just the Albanian areas and the Thessaloniki areas. This is all the land Greece will be claiming, except for setting up another claim on Anatolia. Well, just a claim on Anatolia. And eventually they claim over the other half of the Bosphorus Strait. Eventually, this territory is given over to these guys, and the blue team is kind of stuck. They can't expand anymore. So, over here we see Carthage discovers some of these areas over here out of Morocco. Well, not discovers, claims. As we even see, they set up small claims along the southern part of Andalusia. As we even see, they go ahead and start to claim into the Italian peninsula, as well as they claim over Sardinia and the southern half over here. These guys also, they claim over these islands, and eventually they also do some more claiming over here. Now, is there a color I have not used? I don't think I've used this color. But a brand new Galician nation kind of forms over here. These guys saying, yo, we're a brand new nation. And Galicia declares their independence, saying they are a nation. As we see, they place their capital within this city right here. And the Galicians go back to expanding, trying to become a pretty large nation. They know everybody else exists. Everybody knows everybody else exists. Except for one nation. Vietnam does not know these guys exist for some reason. Well, what they know of the world map is, like, what episode 1 would look like. Because these guys are derived from these guys. I don't think I used that in the right context. But over here in the Indian subcontinent, we see these guys do a little bit of expanding into these southern areas, as well as claiming over the northern area of Sri Lanka, as we even see these guys start to claim some more land over here, meeting up with the green team's claim. And eventually this yellow team will also meet up with the green team over here, as boom, perfect. As a brand new Sri Lankan nation is set up over here, this nation claims that they are a brand new nation and they will be getting that status. And eventually they place their capital down here in these southern areas. So, yeah, we also see over here Vietnam does a little bit more exploring, but really they kind of stop, as Vietnam is a nation that kind of just wants to, like, stay how they are. As over here we see some more exploration into these areas happen, as the red team, after winning that war, altercation, the red team is kind of getting more stable. So, yeah. Also with the Discord server, I did make an update. So, I can't remember what that update was. It was a while ago. Over here we also see they discovered this lake and start to discover more areas on Lake Victoria. As over here we see eventually these guys make it over the mountains and will discover most of the Mediterranean, or all of the Mediterranean now. Oh, I keep getting text messages from a random person I do not know. And so, yeah. So, yeah, someone called me, so I did answer that. As eventually these guys will discover more of the French areas and will come over here to these areas. I put her. So, yeah, this is a really fast evolving series, but like I said, because it's ending on episode like 75, right? Yeah, I think that's what I said. I can't remember. As we see, these guys, if I can speak this language right, these guys are doing some more expansion over here. They do discover these islands, and another brand new nation is set up. This nation is known as France, or this nation sets themselves up over... Why is this discovered? Well, anyways, these guys discover a little bit of Britain. Just kidding. Not going by that so far. As the French are exploring more into these territories, actually, going more up, and eventually they discover the Amsterdam areas, and we see these guys will be setting up their own capital. I should just have, like, yellow always on hand. They place their capital over here within this city, and boom. The French will also do some expansion over here into these territories. Yeah, I've only been filming for like 10 minutes. I think I'm going to start slowing down the episodes or videos to about like 15 minutes. So I should probably be filming for like 17, I bet. Yeah. As we see, these guys are doing some more expansion or war exploration over here. And they're starting to avoid the Alps. As eventually they do, the yellow team does explore a lot of these territories, and eventually the yellow team kind of like starts going more north Just like in It Is Prose series, these guys were explored or wanted to be cold, and eventually these guys will want to be cold, as the Greeks will do some expansion or exploration over here. And so yeah, these guys will do this, as well as set up a little claim over here, which the Greeks have gotten pretty strong. Now the Cretes over here, these guys really want some land. So these guys go ahead and ask Greece if they could buy off this land from them, which they are able to do. And eventually they also go over to the blue team, say, hey, can we buy off some of these territories over here? And the blue team is like, sure. And these guys will settle down. These guys will be getting Cyprus, as well as this territory, and they also will be allowed to annex all of these Anatolian territories. So Crete has become pretty big now. As over here, these guys also lay over a claim of Malta now. As over here, we see these guys will do some more expansion, more down south into these better living areas. But yet, it's not that great to live there, as a brand new nation around Lake Victoria is set up. This nation says they are a brand new nation, just like everything, and we will be calling these guys Uganda. And they meet up over here with the light blue team, as Egypt is even exploring more down south into these territories. As eventually we also see, what else do we have to do? Also, by the way, you guys can give some insight in the comments. In the Discord server, I will be holding now competitions for stuff. I have an idea for that. I'll talk to my moderators about that, see if they like the idea or not. But yeah, I'm gonna get straight back to this. I think this one will be probably the shortest Wixo episode, because I have no idea what to do for this episode. The war was a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be over here. I know it was my idea, but I wanted it to be longer, but I just want to get into filming this video. Eventually over here, we see the yellow team will go ahead and meet up their claim over here with the pink team. So these two go ahead and meet up. Vietnam does a little bit more expansion, expanding into these territories. But Vietnam is kind of more of a peaceful, relaxed nation, so they probably won't be claiming. They claim a little bit over Henan, but yeah. By the way, if you guys want to see me introduce like different layers to this map, go ahead and tell me in the comments. So I would love to get your guys' insight. I think this video will probably only be around 10 minutes. But we also see the French go ahead and finally discover Britain with the worst idea that they could have ever done. But don't worry, I have an idea for Britain. And France sets up a little claim over here in Cornwall. And a brand new Dutch nation is also set up, as this area is discovering more. A brand new Dutch nation goes ahead and says they're a nation now. This nation is a dark red nation over here within the Benelux area. Now, I got this idea from another Wixo creator. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong color. And let's go ahead and see where they set up their capital. Their capital is going to be placed down here within the Rotterdam areas. And over here, Uganda's capital is placed down here. But that will be ending off for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, like I said, make sure you do like and subscribe. This is the shortest episode and video I think I've ever filmed. It's about 15 minutes at the time. But like I said, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, join all the Discord servers. I'm sorry that this one was so short. I have to get this filmed and get it out pretty fast. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.